कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे।
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Continuing our discussion on the Gopi Gita, and today 7th and 8th verses we try to cover. So let's look at the meaning and then we will sing and discuss it. Pranata Dehinam Papa Karshan. So this is overall describing the lotus feet of Krishna. This Pranata Dehinam, those who are embodied souls. It's interesting that the embodiment comes several times. Akhila Dehina Antaratma Drupasera. So, Pranata Dehina Papa Karshanam. Karshan is to destroy. So, by bowing down to your lotus feet, Pranata Dehina, the sins of embodied living beings are destroyed. And those lotus feet are so powerful. They also Trunacharanugam Shri Niketanam. It is how wonderful is it that those lotus feet are going after, they're following the Truna Charak. Truna is grass, Chara is eating. So the grass eating is the cows. Cows, the cows. Truna Chara Anugam. Anugam is to follow. And you take care of the cows, you follow them. You texture seemingly on the road. And yet, the lotus feet are doing that are also Shri Niketanam. They are the abode of the goddess of fortune. And then Fani Fanarpitam Te Padambujam. That Fani Fanarpitam. That Fani refers to Kaliya, the one with the Fanada. So Arpitam. That you offer those lotus feet to the one who had the fangs, that is Kaliya. Panipanarpitam te padambujam, those lotus feet. Krunakucheshuna kundiruchayam. That please offer them on our chest, and thereby please remove the desire that is burning in our hearts. Ruchayam. So let's sing this.
Pranata Dehinam Papakarshanam.
Pranata Dehinam Papakarshanam.
Trinacharanugam Sriniketanam.
Trinacharanugam Sriniketanam.
Pranata Dehinam Papakarshanam.
Pranata Dehinam Papakarshanam.
Trinacharanugam Sriniketanam.
Trinacharanugam Sriniketanam.
Fani Fanarpitam Te Padambujam.
Fani Fanarpitam Te Padambujam.
Krinukucheshuna Kandhiruchayam.
Krinukucheshuna Kandhiruchayam.
Fani Fanarpitam Te Padambujam.
Fani Fanarpitam Te Padambujam.
Krinukucheshuna Kandhiruchayam.
Krinukucheshuna Kandhiruchayam.
Pranata Dehinam Papakarshanam.
Pranata Dehinam Papakarshanam.
Trinacharanugam Sriniketanam.
Trinacharanugam Sriniketanam. फणिफणार्पितं ते पदाम्बुजम्
कृणुकुचेषुना कृन्धिरुच्चयम्
कृणुतु चेषुना कृन्तिरुच्चयम्
So the gopis have talked about Krishna's eyes, Krishna's face, Krishna's smile. Now, but while there are various verses, this is among this and there's one more verse later, which are among the few verses that focus on one part of Krishna, one limb of Krishna's body. That is lotus feet. Later on, another verse will come Pranata Kamadam. That is also about the lotus feet. So let's talk about what all they are talking about lotus feet of Krishna. Now, in the previous verse, it was that Brajajana Tihani, that you destroy the stress of the Brajavasi. And specifically, I say there could be external distress, but there could be internal source of distress, and those are the anarthas within us. So the internal source of distress, it is that we focused a lot yesterday on that, how Nijajanas Maya Dhammasana, that you destroy the pride from the hearts of your devotees. Now they're saying that, my dear Lord, it is not just you destroy one or two of these, and arthas you can destroy all, everything that is inauspicious. That theme of destroying inauspiciousness will continue, it will recur in several verses. So generally, whenever there is distress, it's always a great mystery. What exactly is the cause of distress? So it is that when, now we can say at one level it's karma that is the cause of distress. And yes, there is truth to that understanding. So we could look at, somebody may say, oh, but according to pure devotional service principles, that bhakti takes away all karma. Therefore, it is not karma at all. It's only Krishna that is acting. It is Krishna that is doing everything. So now, are there other factors also? So basically, it's very difficult to determine what exactly is the cause of distress. And when somebody is suffering, it's vital for us to help them find relief within their suffering. And in help them find relief, sometimes they use their intelligence to come up with some explanation that is acceptable. Or someone else, the battery discharge here. Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Am I audible anyway? Or it's difficult?
Yeah.
Let's not interrupt, then let's go on. So it's important that whenever somebody is in distress, that they are helped to find some relief from distress. That's the key point. And then, in some cases, coming up with a specific cause of the distress is helpful. So, if we compare distress to a disease. Now, sometimes we need to find out the cause of a disease. Okay, what cause? But while cause is important, relief or cure is much more important if you consider among these two. So suppose we get a cough or a cold. Well, why did I get that? We could sometimes find out I went out in the cold weather or this or that. Sometimes we can't find out. But what is important is, what is the cure? So there are some diseases like cancer. It's very difficult to find out what exactly caused it. You can generally have a healthy lifestyle, you will not get it. But sometimes who gets it is a little unpredictable. So just as in ordinary life, if somebody who has lived a very healthy life suddenly gets a terrible disease, it's bad. But then there's no point in blaming that person. Or you used to use the phone so much, that's why you got cancer. Well, there are so many people who use phone and they don't get cancer. So the point is, at that time, if we don't know precise cause, don't get too caught in the cause. Focus on the solution, focus on the cure. Similarly, whenever somebody is in distress, this is a very transcendental word, but I'm going to start from a very practical level, then we'll go to a transcendental level. That similarly, when someone is suffering, say we are suffering or someone else is suffering, the most important thing is to offer them some relief. Offer them some relief. And the part of the relief, if some reasonable explanation can be given, then it should be given. Now, in general, it is that so in general, when we talk about suffering, we may attribute it to karma, and it is true. But at the same time, in the first canto of the Bhagavatam itself, there is this conversation between Parikshit and the bull. The bull is personified as
Dharma.
Sorry, the Dharma is personified as the bull. The other way around. So now there, the bull is and cow are being. What is the cause of this? Now this is it's a let's see. It's quite a very revealing conversation. So the first thing that happens is that he asks, what caused this? What is the cause of your suffering? 16 or 17.
Even have phone charger?
Yes.
C point.
C point I have. Where's my bag? So let's look at this once. That recite this. I'll explain the meaning, then you recite once. Navayam klesha bijani. The klesha is bija, the source of that. This is 178. That Navayam, we don't. Yatahasyu purusharshava. Oh, best of people, what exactly is the cause? It's very difficult to know. Purusham tam vijanimo. And those who are the wise people, I mean, those are sages, those who are learned. But they all have different opinions. Vakya bheda vimohita. Because their words are different, so vimohita. I'm bewildered. So, Navayam klesha bijani.
Navayam klesha bijani.
Yatasyu purusharshava.
Yatasyu purusharshava.
Purushantam vijanimo.
Purushantam vijanimo.
Vakya bheda vimohita.
Vakya bheda vimohita.
So, if you consider this whole conversation itself, there is first Parikshit's question. Then there is Dharma's reply. And then there is Parikshit's reply to the question. If you look at each of these, the question itself may seem weird. Because you saw right now this Kaliva, this person was beating me. Why are you asking what is the cause of my suffering? Maybe there's a police who wants some eyewitness account. I want you to give a response. I want you to give a complaint. Isn't it? So I saw it, but I want you to write. I won't write it. Maybe it's like that. But then when Parikshit asks, what is the question? What is the cause of your suffering? And then Dharma's reply seems to be weird square. Yes, we can't know. It's very difficult. What is there to know? This person was beating me. It's that simple, isn't it? But the whole point of the Bhagavatam is don't just get caught in externals. Try to understand deeper things in life. Try to understand. We all know, okay, I'm feeling cold, I got cough, I got this. Okay, there is some surface cause to it. And it has to be addressed. Parikshit Maharaj addresses it, he stops culling immediately. But when this whole conversation is happening is, look for a cause deeper than the immediate. He says, what is the deeper cause? He says, we don't know. And now if you consider what is Parikshit Maharaj's reply to him, this goes on. He says,
take a long time. Oh.
what was the issue?
Charging batteries issue.
Okay. So, Rajovacha Dharmam Bravishi Dharmagya Dharmosi Visharupadra Yat Adharma Krita Sthanam Suchakasyapi Tadbhave. So, the king says, Dharmam Bravishi. What you are speaking is Dharma. And Dharmagya. This shows that you are the knower of Dharma. And therefore, I consider you to be Dharmosi. I consider you Dharma personified. But you come as a Vrishabhrupa in the form of a bull. And then he goes on saying, Yad Adharma Krutah Sthanam. That there is somebody who does Adharma. And the Sthanam, the destination that person gets, the same destination will be got by the Suchakasya. One who points out, this person did the wrong. I say, this is outrageous. Isn't it? If we saw a robbery happening and we tell the police, that is the robber. Okay? When the robber goes to the jail, we also go to the jail. This doesn't make any sense at all. And this is not what Parikshit Maharaj does to the bull. He punishes the Kali, but he's not punishing it. The bull doesn't point out. But the point is, this is not according to a system of justice. Here, the theme that is being talked about is that generally a person is a wrongdoer, that person is caught in immediate causes, superficially. This person did this to me, so I do this to you. And then if you are also caught in the same superficial vision, you also are seeing the same way, not seeing anything deeper, then it's not that literally you'll go to the same destination. You're wrongdoer going to go to hell. But in one sense, everybody will stay in the material world where everybody will be superficial. So sthanam is not literal reference to the specific destination, but the overall destination. So now why are we discussing about suffering over here in this particular way? The point is, the gopis are trying to figure out what is the cause of their suffering. That Krishna has gone away from them now. What is the cause? You see, if it is not pride, if it is some other sin, some other path that has been done because of which it is happening, then they are saying that if you come before us, we will offer obeisances to you, and the papa will be destroyed. And so now, at this level, when we are thinking of suffering, if we talk about Krishna consciousness, now Krishna consciousness means to be conscious of Krishna at a literal level. Now it is true to be conscious of Krishna, but and we say always be Krishna conscious. Be conscious of Krishna at all times. So now, are there some times when we should not see Krishna in some situations? What do you think? Should we see Krishna in all situations? Yes. Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. I'll start with some humorous examples, then I'll go to the great examples. Suppose
say, oh, this elevator going up, if I spend time, that was Krishna's arrangement. Now, are you sure it's Krishna's arrangement?
Yes, it can be.
Can be, but can we be sure? No, okay, when tomorrow the relationship doesn't work out. And then they say, Krishna will be a suffer.
The meeting is Krishna's arrangement, but talking is their freedom.
Okay. Okay. This talking and pursuing the relationship, because that's their freedom. So now my point here.
Responsibilities are
Yeah. Okay.
at the end of it.
So now you could say if that person gets either one of them gets cheated or deluded afterward, then you could say it is all Maya. And you could even say that this was Maya's arrangement to entrap us. We could look at it that way also, isn't it? So in this world, where let's take some example. Somebody decided to fast, but then somebody comes and it's Ekadashi, and or somebody decided to fast for a particular day, and then somebody brings some special prasad. They say, oh, this special prasad is sent by Krishna. So, Krishna wants me to break my fast. Does Krishna want you to break your fast? Well, it depends, isn't it? So we can always, it could say Krishna wants to test us. That could also be there. Now, if you want to say Krishna wants to break my fast, Krishna wants me to break my fast, there is a verse in the Chaitanya also, where it says, when you get prasad, prapti matram bhoktavya. As soon as you get prasad, you should honor it. Is that an absolute rule? That's a very convenient rule. Prapti matrena bhoktavya. So now, see, whenever any event happens, it has a cause and it has a purpose. Sometimes these two can seem the same, but they are very different. Cause is where it has come from, and purpose is where it is meant to take us. So we need to try to see every event in terms that its purpose is to take me to Krishna. Krishna consciousness is to see how in this situation there is an opportunity for me to go closer to Krishna. So say if you are fasting and somebody brings prasad. Now, what is the way for me to go closer to Krishna? If say I am becoming very proud of my fast, and then humbly taking that fast and avoiding the pride and taking see that Krishna has come in himself, that's one way. Another way is that, as you rightly said, so, or we could say it's a test. Okay, if I'm really determined to serve Krishna, then this is an excuse, and I won't take that as an excuse, or I won't take that as an excuse. So the point is that the cause is sometimes not knowable, and to determine the cause, we often have to use our intelligence, and sometimes our intelligence helps us to figure out a cause. And sometimes even our intelligence doesn't help us to figure out the cause, because the cause is too complicated. Now we may say that everything that happens is for good. Now there are two very different things also. See, everything that happens, that there are two different statements, is good and is for good. So now, is good, it is, I have not seen anywhere the philosophical statement like this. That is often Gita Sahib that is put in places. जो हुआ वो अच्छा हुआ, वो अच्छा हो रहा है, जो होने वाला है वो भी अच्छा ही होगा. Whatever happened was good, whatever is happening is good, whatever will happen will be good. Now this is supposed to be the essence of the Gita, but I haven't found it anywhere in the Gita. Now I say whatever happens is bad. I'm not saying that. The point is, first, this is not a teaching of the Gita, and second is this is not clearly a teaching of the Gita. Secondly, bad things do happen in the world. Now, when Draupadi was dishonored, it's not that Krishna came to a acha hua. There's no telling like that. Bad things do happen in the world. Now Krishna is expert enough that from bad things also he can bring good. He can bring some good out of the bad things. So Krishna consciousness doesn't mean that we have to somehow force ourselves to think that this is good. And if somebody gets a terrible disease, somebody loses a loved one, somebody suddenly loses their mind or something, and many bad things can happen in this world. So it's not that Krishna consciousness means we have to imagine that this bad is good. Bad is bad. And when we can say, okay, this is bad, but something good can come out of it. That is Krishna's expertise. Now, how exactly it will come, when it will come, I may have to be patient and wait. I need to hold on to Krishna with faith and good will come out of it. So now some people may say, no, this is Krishna's plan. Okay, so that, okay, now everything is, another way to put it, Tasyanu Vihito Rajan. Bhishma says to Krishna, Bhishma says to Yudhishthira. And then there are two different statements. Everything is Krishna's plan and everything is within Krishna's plan. So, again, this is a questionable statement. Everything is Krishna's plan. Now, what does it mean? You say, yeah, of course, Mayadekshina Prakriti. But not exactly. Krishna, what is happening? Krishna is not saying, I am doing everything that is happening. See, Krishna has given us free will. And everyone has free will. And sometimes some people misuse their free will. When they misuse their free will and do some things, Krishna is allowing them to do that. But Krishna is not intending that they do that. There's two different things. If Krishna were intending that they do that, then Krishna becomes like what is called a sadist. Sadist means a person who gets joy in causing pain to others. That means Krishna makes people do bad karma and then he makes them suffer for doing bad karma. That is not Krishna. So everything is within Krishna's plan. That means even if some person is doing something terrible, there it is not that it is unknown to Krishna. It is Krishna is allowing that to happen. So when Dushasana was dishonoring Draupadi, it was not that Krishna was doing that through Dushasana. No, Dushasana wanted to do that horrible thing, and Krishna allowed it. And what was the purpose? Later on, it became revealed. Basically, the brutality became evident to the world. So what happens is, whatever happens, it can range over a spectrum. It can be with Krishna's intention, or it can be with Krishna's permission. So, Upadrashta, Anumanta, Anumanta. Krishna is saying that I am the overseer. So, when bad things do bad things, we shouldn't necessarily be thinking that Krishna is doing this thing. That this person is doing this thing. Now, that Krishna is letting it happen means that it is within Krishna's plan. There is some purpose of Krishna. So, it's not that as devotees, we have to see everything that happens is being caused by Krishna. The cause, this is what is being said over in this verse. Vakya Veda Vimohitaha. That we are the builder. So sometimes when we attribute a specific cause to Krishna, it just doesn't work that way. So we have to look at an appropriate cause. And the point is, try to find relief from your distress. That is the key thing. Don't get too caught in this cause or that cause or that cause. No, you say, let's take an example, two different examples. Say that. I think I've given this example before. In London, there was a Rath Yatra. In those days, all the devotees were young and passionate and competitive. So San Francisco had a Rath Yatra. The London devotees had to do a bigger Rath Yatra. They have a huge cart. Now they made the cart superstructure, the body huge, but they did not make the wheels sufficiently big. And the cart went a little distance and then bang, it just collapsed. It's a total PR disaster because they had done a lot of publicity, a lot of hype. And the devotees were devastated and they wrote to Prabhupada. Prabhupada, did the Rath collapse because of our poor devotion? Prabhupada replied, it collapsed because of your poor engineering. Now, that means they don't bring Krishna in over here, isn't it? It's not that Krishna is angry with you and that's why the earth collapsed. It is, if you can find the immediate cause, look for the immediate cause and focus on the immediate cause. One devotee once told me, today I learned the importance of chanting attentively.
Sorry, Prabhu.
Sorry,
What number?
8956 car is blocking the
What car is
visibility.
this?
8956.
Sorry.
So I learned the importance of chanting attentively. Okay. I said, okay, how did you learn that? He says, I chanted attentively today, and when I was going to work, my car broke down. So I learned that Krishna broke my car down so that I would chant attentively. No, really? Now your car broke when I asked another devotee. He says, he's too transcendental. He doesn't take care of anything. Probably he didn't take care of his car also. That's why it broke down. It could have broken down any time. So my point is that we are meant to see Krishna everywhere, but that doesn't mean we have to see Krishna as the cause of everything. That we have to look at, okay, through this. Now that I should chant attentively is a good lesson to learn, but that doesn't mean that I think that Krishna caused my car to break down. They're two different things. So we might be drawing a valid lesson. Sometimes it might be from an invalid situation. Later on, we talk about Sahajiaism and how this is what happens in Sahajiaism also. But this can go in another time. But the point is, when we are suffering, we have to cause of the suffering that helps us make sense of it. Or we must say, I know about it. But what is the way to gain relief? So, is Krishna the cause for the suffering? We don't know. No, basically, the cause can sometimes be unknowable. So basically, we could say when there is suffering, there are three aspects. There is the cause, there is the cause, there is the cure. And in between, there is comfort. Comfort means like if somebody is sick, you might give them pain medication to give them some comfort. And then it's curative medication. So for us, we can look at Krishna as the cure. We can look at Krishna also as a comfort. Now, as cause, it depends. The cause is often unknowable. And attributing every suffering to Krishna is actually not what is done generally in philosophy. Sufferings have many different causes. And if you start thinking my suffering is caused by Krishna, and Krishna loves me, well, if Krishna loves me, why is he doing the suffering? No, that is Krishna's inconceivable plan, accept it. Well, okay, maybe. The point is the cause of suffering is unknowable. And in this world, things happen at multiple levels. And in general, devotees don't attribute suffering to Krishna. Now, it is possible that sometimes Krishna may intervene personally. For example, Krishna personally intervened to teach Indra a lesson about pride. Then Krishna was explicitly said. But there's so many other cases where we sometimes understand that now when Devaki's children were killed, maybe not that Krishna was the cause of it. Krishna resulted from it ultimately. The final child that was born was Krishna. But it is Kamsa who was killed. And it was within Krishna's plan. But was it that Krishna wanted Kamsa to kill Devaki's children? No, Kamsa wanted to do that. So the point is that we don't attribute Krishna as the cause of suffering. And the gopis are trying to make sense over here. And they're thinking maybe it is because we are sinful. Because we are sinful, so we are suffering like this. But they say, Pranata Dehinam Apakarashanam. So if we just go on, our path will go. So therefore, please return and we will go to you. And then they said, Chaitanya Charan Prabhuji. The gopis may say that you are not, Krishna may say that you are not, it's your sin, you suffer. He says, no, but Krishna, even the cows you bless them. The cows, they get proximity to the lotus feet. You follow them. You follow them, you go where they are. So please come where we are. Chaitanya Charan. It says, you bring fortune upon everyone. by our own power, we might be unfortunate, but you can bring fortune in our life. So please return. Shri Kirtan. And then they say, Krishna made the cows, they're pure. Cows are considered sacred and pure animals. He says, you're not pure. Then they say, Fani Fana Arpitam. That you give your lotus feet even to those who are impure. The example of that is Kalia. Kalia was not just impure, he was out to kill you. His poison had already caused the death of the Gopas. You revive them, and then with their meditation, they are saying that now Krishna danced on Kali and completely his feet were like pounding him. They were like thunderbolts falling on Kalia's hooves. But the gopis are saying, you just offer your lotus feet. Funny, Pana Arpitam. Arpitam. Arpitam is like a very sweet thing. Okay, that experience might have been terrible for Kalia, but the end result was he got a great fortune. He got your lotus feet on your head. Fani Pana Arpitam Te Padam. So if the lotus feet you can offer to the evil serpent like Kalia who tried to kill you, then can you not offer it to us? And then now I mentioned earlier how there are different gopis. That the different gopis come from different pathways. So there are the eternal sadhanas, there are some Nityasiddha gopis, and there are Shishari gopis. And there are also Swargavasi gopis, there are Apsaras. So now, where the Bhagavatam says, Gopya Kama Bhayat Kamso. So now the word calm, we will talk about calm a little later. Talk about calm will require a lot of calm for us. We need to be.
So can I ask a question in this, or should I?
This will be complete this first, then we'll talk. I'm just wishing 2 minutes. So we will talk about calm a bit later. But now calm can also refer to just strong desire. It can refer to strong desire which can be pure or impure also. But generally calm refers to lust, sexual desire. So when it is said Gopya Kamat, now what is being referred to over there? We say the gopis are pure hearted. They don't have calm in the material sense of the word. But then that whole verse is talking about, this is the 7th canto of Bhagavatam. It talks about people with impure, less than pure motives coming to the Lord. Gopya Kama Bhayat Kamso Vishya Chaityadayo Nrupaha. That the point is, anyway we remember Krishna, that is beneficial. So Kamsa remembered Krishna out of fear. Shishupal remembered him out of envy. And gopis remembered him out of lust. Now, of course, there he says that the Pandavas remember him out of affection, the sages remember him out of reverence. So the positive emotions also talked about. So we could say that verse begins with the positive, goes to negative, and again comes back to positive. That's one way of looking at it, and that's fair way. But another is that there were some gopis there who were just attracted to the physical beauty of Krishna. Those were the Swargavasi gopis. They were in the heavens. And in the heavens, everybody has very attractive forms. The men and the women, everybody. The Gandharvas are attractive, Indra's form is attractive, the Apsara's form is attractive. So when they saw Krishna's form, they became attracted to it. So even if the gopis are saying that, yes, even if Krishna, you think that there is that calm inside us. But if you come, it is you place your lotus feet on our heart. And your lotus feet will destroy the whatever comes, Krindi Prichayam, it will destroy the lust that is there. So this is the gopis are saying, if it is papa or if it is karma, either way, it is your lotus feet that can free us from this. And therefore, please return and free us from the cause of distress. Yes, please.
Yeah. Bro, this was regarding the previous, the cause, comfort, and cure. The cause, you said that we cannot know what is the cause, but Krishna would know what is the cause. We cannot know what is the cause.
Okay, yes.
Yeah. So,
Krishna is Sarvabhi, yes.
yeah. Sometimes when something bad happens, we also say that, okay, I am to blame, I must have done something wrong. That also may not be true because we don't know what is the cause. It can be something we have done, or it can be something that is planned. So my question again goes by, I'm trying to understand some before I put the question. The question is like, if we take this Dushasan, right? When you said Krishna did not make him do the bad act, right? But the consequence understood that why it happened, right? So there is a free will that we are doing things but dynamically. Like right after this program, what I'm going to do, Krishna may know according to my nature, according to my spontaneity, but I might still do something which is very, unlikely of me doing it, because that is the free will that Krishna gives. So is dynamically Krishna creating a consequence as I do things, or both of them are already existing?
So, recently, other book that like your whole class on this topic of Bhagavatam class is there on the channel. How can omniscience and free will go together? If Krishna already knows the future, then do I really have the free will to choose the future? So it's a big topic. I just make a couple of quick points. If you're interested, you can hear that class is there on it. But at one level, Krishna's plan itself is not fixed. Krishna's plan is more in terms of a direction rather than a specific linear step by step path. Hmm? It's like Krishna is the director of a movie. And now everybody, all actors play their parts. Now, but sometimes some actors fumble. An expert director is such that even that actors fumble, okay, they incorporate that into the script and then move on. So Krishna is that kind of an expert director. So even if say a person misuses their free will, Krishna incorporates that within his plan. So let's take an example to illustrate this. So I said Krishna is like an expert director. That's one example. It might be a little difficult. So manages actors, fumbles or mistakes. This is a whole complicated subject, but let's look at the plan and the purpose. Sometimes we use the words similarly, but they're not the same. So, for example, if you consider a school or a university, the school's purpose is to educate the students, educate and then promote the students, promote from one grade to another grade till they graduate. That is the purpose. But the school also has a plan for those who fail. The school's purpose is best fulfilled when the students pass. But if the students fail, for them also the school has a plan. Okay, you didn't so well do this whole subject. Okay, you can pass, but you need to do some extra classes for this. Or you can go to next year, but you have to do the subject. You stay in this year and do the subject. There are various plans. Now, for some schools, we just expel students if they repeatedly fail. In Krishna's school, nobody ever expelled. But the point is, so the plan of the school is more like a pathway. And now we can choose. The students will study and they go straight ahead. Some people don't study, they have to go U-turn and come back again. So, but the plan is always working. As long as the student is in the school, the plan is working. So similarly for us, so the schools you could say, as I said, the plan is more like a direction. It's more like a pathway. Now, whether somebody just goes straight up, or somebody goes up, comes down, goes up, comes down, goes up, comes down, and then gradually goes. So that is accommodated. So we could say this is Krishna's ultimate purpose. The purpose is he's created a pathway. But within that, the plan can vary.
So everything that happens is ultimately happening for the good. That Krishna is planning something for all of us, but necessarily the details some things might also be planned.
So okay, let's put it this way: that everything that happens is forward. See, this is a vision we should have after the event has happened. Not if I'm about to make major decision and I don't really think about this. Everything that happens is for good, and I make a careless decision, and that is not justified. So I should be careful to try to contemplate and make the best decision that I can. But sometimes, despite my best intention, despite my best contemplation, the decision I take turns out to be wrong. then we can say, okay, there's some plan over here. That what happens is for good.
Got it.
So this is becoming a little philosophical because you brought this up. It's your karma now. So
this is my favorite topic. Sorry, I could not stop.
So it concerns the Kurukshetra war. Now before that, there is a conversation between Vyasadeva and Dhritarashtra. And after that, there is a conversation again between Vyasadeva and Dhritarashtra. Now, before the war, Vyasadeva tells Dhritarashtra, please stop your son. Otherwise, it will cause a destruction of the entire dynasty. And then Dhritarashtra says, it seems the way things are moving, it is the will of destiny that this war should occur. If it is the will of destiny, then who am I, a tiny mortal, to stop the will of Almighty destiny? Now Vyasadeva becomes very sober at that time. When he says, "O king, it is very difficult to know what is the will of destiny. What is there for us to know is what is our duty. O king, contemplate carefully what is your duty and act accordingly." Now, the same point he makes to Vidura, and Vidura is by this time quite fed up with Dhritarashtra. Vidura is not so polite. Vidura, he's polite, but he is much more cutting. So he says, "O king, it is the consequences of our action that are determined by destiny, not our actions themselves. After we do something, what will happen, that is determined by destiny. But what we do is not determined by destiny." So a student doesn't study, is not studying for the exam. The mother says, "Why are you not studying? Whatever this time will happen." No. Destiny is not determining whether you study or not, isn't it? After you study, what happens? Sometimes some students may be very good, but they happen to be in a batch where there are all are very good students. So this student could have come first in some other batch, maybe this other fourth or fifth they comes. That you can say is destiny. But destiny is the consequences of our actions, not our actions themselves. So our actions are done by free. But interestingly, so here destiny is unknowable. That's what basically is. Destiny is unknowable and focus on duty. Why is my handwriting become so bad today? That's not unknowable. Okay, this writing is a different language. Focus on duty. This is what it is. But now the same Vyasadeva comes to meet Dhritarashtra after the war is over. And at that time, Dhritarashtra is in immense lamentation. And then Vyasadeva says, "O king, do not lament. This war was the will of destiny." Was it the will of destiny? Well, the point is, after it has happened, just accept that everything is for good. In the sense that it was the will of destiny. That there is some higher plan still happening despite this war. So in general, it's good, broadly speaking, if I am here, it's good to look at the past as destiny and the future as free will or responsibility. What we do is exactly the opposite. We look at the past as free will. Oh, I should have done that. That person should have done that. Why didn't they do like that? Why didn't they do like that? And we keep beating ourselves or blaming others. And future, nothing will go wrong. So in general, it's good to look at the past as okay, whatever happened, whatever the cause that happened, is within Krishna's plan. By Krishna's plan that I come to this position. The future, it's also within Krishna's plan, but my role is there. Let me act properly. Okay?
Yes, thank you.
So now the gopis are saying over here that. Is there any other question about this? There are many questions, I suppose, but we're not getting into that right now. We could discuss this later. What the gopis are saying over here, that Krishna, whatever be the cause of our suffering, you return and you can free us from suffering. Let's recite this verse once again. You can see no problem, you can see.
Viraj Prabhu.
Pranatadehinam papadarshanam
Pranatadehinam papadarshanam
Trinacharanudam Sriniketanam
Trinacharanudam Sriniketanam
Pranipanaarpitam
Pranipanaarpitam Te padambujam
Gunukucheshuna
Krinukucheshuna Krindirishayam
Pranatadehinam papakarshanam
Pranatadehinam papadarshanam
Trinacharanudam Sriniketanam
Trinacharanudam Sriniketanam
Pranipanaarpitam Te padambujam
Pranipanaarpitam Te padambujam
Gunukucheshuna Krindirishayam
Krinukucheshuna Krindirishayam.
So should we stop here, ask some questions? Should we do one more?
Can do one more.
We can
Let's see. Okay, we can do this fast. I think. Next one will take time. So here, the gopis are continuing on, and they are saying that, okay, Krishna, you please return. And you're saying that you, if you say, okay, you're suffering, you're just in Maya. You're suffering because you're in Maya. He says that it is you who can free us even from that. So we are almost like dead. Please revive us. So now they're describing even more personal features of Krishna. Madhuraya Gira. That your voice is very sweet. Valgu Vakyaya. The word that you speak are also very sweet. And these two are different things. Some people can have a very sweet voice, but some people they can speak such foul words with a sweet voice. So, I was introduced to Bengali primarily through Chaitanya. It's just sweet. It's just so sweet. Thinking maybe I should learn Bengali, and then once I went to Kolkata to go to Mayapur, and the person we were going in a train at that time, the person sitting next to me was watching some Bengali movie on a TV on his phone, and he had the volume loudly. And then first time I heard people cursing in Bengali. They yelling and screaming. I thought the tongue is so sweet. But the words, so at that time I remember this word. I'm not able to differentiate between the two initials. The two seem to be redundant, same thing, but they're different. That sometimes, so some people naturally have the voice that comes out is sweet. Some people is a little bit not so sweet. Some people might be a little stilted. Some people might be a little high pitched, whatever. So Madhur Krishna, they're saying that both are the same. Madhuraya, Gira, both are good. His word, the voice is beautiful, and the words that he speaks are also very endearing, very sweet. Valguvakya. And now the gopis, there are some verses in which their annoyance or anger with Krishna also comes up. Like, Krishna, you left us and gone away. So they are angry. It's like It's like, suppose we have a child, and the child runs away from it. And they're searching. And then, finally we find the child. And now we are angry with the child that, why did you run away like that? So a part of us wants to be angry, another part of us is relieved that the child has come back. And a part of us is, another child is worried, if I get angry, we run away again. So we were be sure how to express. So it's like that. So the gopis are angry, Krishna has gone away. They're upset, but they're not really expressing it. They're just not sure what to do. And if we get time, we'll look at the next chapter when Krishna comes back. A very sweet conversation with Krishna. But here, they're saying that, your voice and words are so sweet that even intelligent people get fooled. Buddha manogyaya. That you capture the minds even of the intelligent people. Their implication is Krishna. What hope was there for us? We were going to fall for you. Buddha manogyaya. Even wise people get attracted, captivated by you. Generally, a person is a sweet talker, then they can fool some people. Some people might tell somebody to invest money over here, and they do that without actually evaluating the prospects, and then they will get cheated. So you may say, why are you so foolish to invest money like that? He talks so sweetly. You should not believe that person. So if somebody just believes a sweet talker, you will consider not very intelligent. But some people are so cunning, the way they speak, even wise people can get bewildered. They say, Buddha mano Pushkari Krishna. That you talk sweetly, they'll talk about how Krishna talks sweetly with them in the future verse, a couple of verses later. But they say that we completely felt Buddha Manu Gena. We came because you called us. And they also describe Krishna's beauty, Pushkari Krishna. Your eyes are lotus. And then Krishna, you come back and give us some explanation. Why are you doing this? We are tired of trying to figure out. We're trying to figure out why this is happening. We can't. So, Vidhi Riva Veeramuniyati. Oh hero, that you come here and with your lips, you distribute the nectar that will bring us back to life. And you speak some words. Vidhi Riva Veeramuniyati. Adharasiyuna. Through your lips, through your mouth. Revive us with the nectar that will come from your lips. So that is, we just need some explanation. Now, Krishna's word in the Bhagavad Gita were like a nectar that revived Arjuna. Arjuna was completely dejected. His sweet just a sharab chapam, so shokasam vinamanas. He put aside his bow. So, but after hearing Krishna's words, Arjuna picked up his bow. Ittapartho dhanurdhaya. For Krishna's words have the capacity to revive us. And the gopis are saying, Krishna, please return and revive us with your words. So those words have bewildered us, now only those words can enlighten us. We are at our wit's end. What is happening over here? Why is this happening? Please come back. Veeramuniyati. Oh, you are a hero. Your hero means you cannot. A hero is meant to rescue those who are in distress. In Western movies, they have the idea of a damsel in distress, and a hero comes to rescue the damsel. Damsel like a heroine in distress or a woman in distress. So the Gopi saying, Veeramuniyati, please Krishna, come and revive us. The words, the nectar that will come from your lips is the only solace for us. So here I'll just make 2 points, or 2 related points. One point. So Krishna's words can come to us directly when Krishna speaks them. Krishna's words can come through those who are speaking Krishna's words also. And that's why after this, Tava Kathamritam verse will come. This is the most quoted verse, and this seems to be like a completely out of place verse. It's like, why are the gopis when we talk about Krishna Katha? They are with Krishna and they want to be with Krishna. So why suddenly talk about Krishna Katha in between? It seems out of place, but in this flow, they'll say, okay, Krishna, you are not here to speak your words, But there are other series who speak your words. We talk about what that verse means in context. It's a beautiful verse, universally applied. But in context, what it means, we'll see. But here, and there is Pyaya Svana, when we are revived by Krishna's words, what does that mean? See, if I am going through some problem, so when I am hearing a class, should I be looking for a solution to that problem in the class? Or should I just be putting aside that problem, forgetting and immersing myself in Krishna? What do you think? Okay, how many of you say immersion? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, lot of, I can't count now. So how many of you say we should be seeking solutions? Okay. What is the safest answer? Both. Yeah, that's true.
Question. One question. If the problem is settled, so we can see in a perspective that when lecture is going on, we can see some certain things, we can compare.
Yes.
We can, is that right?
Yeah.
When we are immersed, we can contemplate later and we'll find the solution.
Yes. And very much later we can find solutions. So the key is just focus on being Krishna conscious. So what should not happen is that we remain problem conscious. That means we see us, if we are hearing a class, we are seeing the whole class through the filter of our problem. And if you're not finding a solution, it is useless. What is the point of it? Is it irrelevant? That should not happen. So the problem can be in our consciousness. It's not always possible to become so immersed that the problem completely goes out of our consciousness. So if I consider this is the consciousness, then the problem might be there in our consciousness. And we are trying to offer our consciousness to Krishna. We are trying to focus our consciousness in hearing. Now, if the problem is there somewhere in our mind, if some insight comes, it can solve the problem. Or that can help us get some handle on the problem, not a solution to the problem. So this is okay. In fact, this can also be good because we will see how Krishna consciousness can help us deal with practical issues also. But what should not happen is that if this is my consciousness, and it's filled with the problem. And then, if anything doesn't seem to relate the problem, there's no space for it in the consciousness. The class, behind practical, well, classes ultimately, yes, we should use some practical solutions also, but they are also meant to help us raise our consciousness to the transcendental level. If we wanted only practical stuff, we could just go on to some self-help gurus and something like that. We also want to transcend. So classes have to be a balance of transcendental and practical. That means there are some aspects of the class just meant to help us immerse ourselves in Krishna.
So you're angry before the class, and then you hear the class, and then you're angry after the class. So we should not blame the class. It's our choice of being angry before and after the class. Or does it mean that the class did not have any effect on me, and I'm like...
No, I don't think it has to be so judgmental about that. You could say that when I say that Krishna can be a cure, Krishna can also be a comforter. So comforter is like a pain medication. Pain medication lasts for some time. But at least at that time I got relief from that anger. And that is good.
Yeah.
It's not that, see, sometimes people say that, I hear so much and I forget everything. I'm not applying anything. What is the use? No, we should walk our talk. When bhakti is so wonderful that talking is also a part of the walking. Isn't it? Shravanam itself is a part of bhakti. Even if after Shravanam there is no Smaranam, there is no Path Sevanam. And I don't, after I remember philosophy only when I had to give a class. After that I forget all the philosophy.
Class should make the problem insignificant.
Should make the problem
Insignificant.
insignificant. Yeah, I would say insignificant might be a tall order, but at least if its magnitude decreases, if it becomes insignificant, that's great. But even if it's dominating my consciousness, at least it goes to the background for some time. That itself is relief.
So on the lighter side, what happens is a class is over, can happen between both husband and wife, whatever. We sit in the car and I'm like, why don't you just put the, sit, just now you heard Prabhuji's class, can't you understand, like immediate expectation. There is the immediate expectation that you have to change, right? And then vice versa, I'm not telling either ways, right? Or, you're immediately forgetting whatever you heard also. So what can be the balance?
Continue the class.
Continue the class.
Or go in separate cars. Go in separate
Go in separate class.
Then home. Then separate home.
There was an American comedian, Woody Allen. He said that my wife and I, we eat in separate rooms. We have separate kitchens. We come and go out of separate doors. We watch separate TVs. We drive by separate cars. We live in separate rooms. We are doing everything possible to keep our marriage together.
No, we attend class together. Sorry, bro.
Yeah, that's fine. So I would say that, like we pointed out, these two things. Let's put it this way. See, after hearing, so like there is total application and there is total oblivion. Oblivion means forgetfulness. So like we expect immediate change. This is what you heard, this is what you should be giving. Or that is only for hearing. I don't care for that. So in between, I would be something like, there will be selection and application. And two things, there will be something like a personal selection. Each person will select what they can apply. And then there will be gradual application. So the idea is that we all have many issues. And we all at different times feel, it's two things, that if I can say that if I am here, I have issues. We all have a lot of issues. And then there are, or you could say put within this, there are issues that we feel are doable or solvable. It's always a small subset. Now I know there are many things I am doing wrong, but either I don't have the strength to fix them, or I don't feel that urgency to fix them. But there are some things that we start feeling, maybe I can work on this, maybe I can change this. So we all need to find out some issues and work on those. Sometimes it's helpful that if we're in a close relationship, then we tell each other what is it that we are working on. Because otherwise the other person may feel that we're not working on anything at all. And they may have expectation, you are getting, why am I not applying this? You say, I'm working on this right now. See, we can't fight too many battles at the same time. And say, if I feel this is an important battle to fight, and somebody else feels that, no, that is what you should be working on. So if somebody feels that, okay, I want to wake up in the morning, and one person, that's the most important. Somebody else says, no, you should spend more time, you should talk with each other. You should, that's also, both could be valid things. Now, which is more important? That may depend. We can't do everything at the same time. Now, waking up in the morning is good, but then spending quality time is also important. If we don't, then in general, if there is no communication, there is miscommunication. Now, it's by default it happens. No communication doesn't mean zero communication. No communication generally means there will be negative interpretation. I may be not telling you why am I doing something. And in general, it is a tendency that you will try to interpret my actions and you may come up with a negative. That may not be intentional, but it happens like that in many situations. So everything is, there are many things that are important in life. So we may have to decide which we want to work on. So I work, this is the area I'm working on, this is the area you're working on, this is the area we're together working on, something like that. So when there is an understanding that everybody is working on something, then there can be some patience. But if we don't tell what we are working on and just doing whatever things we like, there may be good things also, emotional things, but we are just doing what we like, and the other person feel that we are not even trying to change or improve, then it causes frustration. And then on top of that, if we are expecting them to change and improve, then it becomes even more difficult. So in general, in relationships, humility means that we all will have expectations from each other, and we can't not have expectations. Relationship means expectations will be there. But humility in relationships means to not just point out others' vulnerability, but also acknowledge our vulnerabilities. To not just tell others what they need to improve on, but to also acknowledge what we need to improve. And then we start working on that. Then it's just that it generally, when a person puts themselves on a very high pedestal and then they don't walk the talk, that is where it becomes a problem. But if a person is candid and saying that, I'm also struggling, I'm also trying to do this, I'm also working on this, and then they speak certain things, then we are not so judgmental. We don't make such strong judgments. Or that okay, we are all struggling, and we're also trying to do this. And so rather than thinking that I am a victor who have conquered over all my anarthas, I am also fighting my anarthas. But these are the weapons, and these weapons have worked for me. But that doesn't mean that I am safe now. If I lay down these weapons, I can also be attacked. So weapons are strategies. So we can put we may put ourselves in a leading position in an army, but still we are in the same army. We are all fighting the same battle, and we're fighting the same battle. And we all need to fight with similar weapons. Specifics might be slightly different. So when we are say giving instructive classes, it's not that I am enlightened and you are ignorant, and I am enlightening you. It's more that we are all fighting this war, and these are the weapons and the strategies for fighting this war. And I'm also fighting. I'm also vulnerable. You're also vulnerable. Maybe I might be stronger in some areas than you, but we are all vulnerable. So that keeps us grounded also. Then even if somebody not applying particular thing, it becomes a little more understanding.
Thank you, bro.
So we'll leave this verse to the next verse and we'll continue tomorrow. You want to recite this verse once before finish? Or shall we do it tomorrow?
बुधमनोज्ञया पुष्करेक्षणा
विधिकरीरिमा वीरमुह्यते
विधिकरीरिमा वीरमुह्यते
अधरसीदुनाप्याययस्वना
अधरसीदुनाप्याययस्वना
Hare Krishna Mata ji. She read, she did the Hindi. But then she did get Hindi.
Why everybody is repeating the third line and practicing the fourth?
Gopi Gita ki
जय
श्री भागवती की
जय।
कृष्ण भगवान की
जय।
गोपाल की
जय।
गौर प्रेमानंद।
हरि हरि बोल
Hare Krishna. So the classes planned on Saturday and Sunday as well. So tomorrow morning, there is a class. Can you mention? Nalagandla. So anybody can go there. Please go. It's from 10 o'clock in Aparna Zenith.
Prabhuji, 9 to 11 now. Not up and it is Bhakti Center.
Bhakti Center. No, no, that's okay. 9 to whatever Mahesh Prabhu is giving, that's the timing.
Neerendra Prabhu told 10 o'clock. Neerendra Prabhu told 10 o'clock. Anyway, we'll figure that out. You will get the announcement in the group. So tomorrow morning there is a class. Tomorrow evening there is a class in NCC Urban. Yes. And then not only for the locals there, you all can also come. Please get the counts. And Sunday morning is in Avatar.
Yes.
And Sunday afternoon there is a teenage voice. If you have teenage boys, please send them. And then
No, boys and girls.
boys.
No, boys and
And girls,
Yes,
boys and
yes.
girls here. Okay, and congregation teenage boys and girls. And then evening is Sunday feast, right? And then Monday morning we'll continue with the Gopi Gita. Where is the Monday morning?
If you're a
feast?
boy or a girl.
NCC Urban in Prabhuji's house. So please, today I think it was good. Most of us came by 8:30. We started on time. Class always gets a little extended with some dynamic question and answers, but better come and start on time, right? So thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji,
Teen
for the-
class, outsiders can't come, Prabhu?
Can come.
Prabhuji, for the teenage
Yeah.
girls and boys,
Yeah.
if you are taking the